Hi, everybody. Welcome. And I'm really thrilled to be with you here in the energy of this new moon in Leo. Leo energy is heart energy. And so from my heart, I welcome you here today, my beautiful online soul family. Welcome, Lucy. Thank you for being here way in advance and bringing everybody together and making sure questions are being answered. So Leo has a warmth to it. There's always a warm feeling. So at the time of a new moon, you've got an opportunity to reset, set some new intentions. You might want to set a new intention to feel warmer. I know right now we're boiling, boiling here in Greece, but I mean feeling more warmth on the inside so that it emanates from you. I'm loving even just welcoming you in different languages. Welcome, welcome, benvenuto, bienvenido. And in Greek, kalos ήρθατε. They'd have to have something completely different, wouldn't they? So as you begin to think of sunshine, the energy of this new moon is about ways in which you can bring more sunshine into your life. And you know how it feels. It's beautiful when you wake up in the morning and you look out the window and you see the sun. It's like, whoa, there's an uplift. So this moon energy is about setting a new intention to uplift yourself and to uplift those around you. I'm reminded of this word entrainment, which apparently was found in 1665 by a Dutchman called Huygens, Christian Huygens, not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, who did an experiment with the pendulums of clocks. He invented apparently the pendulum clock. And he left these pendulums swinging one night at different places. And he came back the next morning and all the clocks, pendulums were swinging together. And it was like, wow, magic. And if you look as well, you can put a series of metronomes together and start them at different times. You'll find after about 5 minutes, it's like magic. All of a sudden, they come into harmony with one another. Tick, tock, tick, tock. It's a bit like when you listen to music and you start to, tap your foot to the music. You'll find that people with you begin to tap their feet in a similar way. So let's feel that entrainment here together with the new moon in Leo and start to have our heartbeats, the heart energy, beat together. Let's set an intention on this live stream now. By the way, am I live? I've got to ask you this because it says I'm live, but there's no chat. So the chat seems to have disappeared. So tell me if you are here. It's telling me there are people online, but usually there is chat coming through. But okay, if I don't see it, I'm going to have to trust that Lucy, love, you wonderful Lucy, is taking care of the chat while I am unable to see it. So let's together set an intention to come into an alignment today with the highest possible frequency. So whoever online now is resonating at a really high frequency. Let's see if we can all come together at that highest frequency. Let's see if we can be like those metronomes, those pendulums, and come together for the highest. Let's raise one another up, raising up. Teddy loves this. He's all for it. Yes? So, you are here. Thank you. Woohoo! Yes. So as you begin to think, as you begin to see and feel this sense that we're online together, our family, our soul family, we're connected. We've got more things in common than we have that are different. And thank you for liking the video. Lucy's confirming that it helps if you like the video. Please like, and then more of our family can join. So let's build this energy, and we can do it online. You can begin to feel better if you were feeling a little slumpy or a little grumpy even. You can begin to look at Teddy, and you can begin to think of all these people here that want to unite, that want to come together, that want to feel good. And we've got this infection energy. So we can have the infectious energy of, oh, you know, this is hard, and why do we have to do this, and why do we have to do that? And it isn't to say that we won't have videos where we will address these things. But this is a new moon energy. And a new moon gives us an opportunity for a blank slate. Just for now, just imagine we've got a blank slate. Just imagine that we can come together and raise our frequencies. And if metronomes can do it, and pendulums can do it, surely we can do it. By having, I think, listen, I'm not technical, but I think it's something like brain coherence, the thing that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about. And I think it can happen really quickly. I think things can really accelerate now. More of us want it now. If one thing this coronavirus has done, it's shown us the things that we don't want and shows us more clearly the things that we really desire. And whereas the things that are temporal, the things like eating, you know, when you're hungry and then you've eaten, it's finished, it's over. It was nice while it lasted. If you're thirsty, it's the same thing. Oh, it's wonderful, you drink, but then you're gratified, that's the end of it. But there is an ongoing gratification and energy that we get from being connected. And that is something that has an eternality to it. When we're being kind to each other, when we're being loving to each other, when we feel as though we want to just raise one another up, when somebody's success is your success, when somebody's joy is your joy, when we feel that sense of joy for somebody else's good thing in their life. They've had a child, they're getting married, they're engaged, they got good exam results, they got the job they love. That we feel that with one another. And you can change a measly mood into a happy mood, into a joyful mood. Something changes at this feeling that we connect. Just seeing like these webs of connection, because we are going into this energy of Aquarius. I've been preparing the December videos and the 2021 videos for you. Been thinking, meditating on this, because it's always important to bring something new to the table. Yeah. Aquarius is about the individual within the whole. And Aquarius is these airwaves, these waves, these unseen waves that are there. One day I will play you my theremin. It's an instrument that you plug in, that you play in the air. I will play, I just have to practice a little to be able to play it to you. Thank you very, very much, TS. Thank you. So there's so much going on in the air that we don't see, that we can tune into. It's like the vibes. People are talking more about vibes, vibrations, frequencies. This is the language of the Aquarian age. And by December, there is a distinct change in the frequencies and the energies. So if we can set our heart energy high right now, high, so that you don't need ayahuasca, that you don't need pot, you don't need alcohol, you don't need any of these substances, that together we can create that high. Beautiful. Ali is saying, intending to rediscover your gifts, your path, a new way for more harmony with yourself and others. Great intention. What are your intentions for this new moon? Mine is to really work with this frequency of contagion. Thank you very much, Sound and Able Productions. Thank you. This frequency of possibility, the frequency of opportunity. It opens something in you, an open heart. To imagine yourself wandering around just with an open heart. You know how it is, different animals. You think of different animals. I see so many scared little kitties, you know, and I'm feeding them, but they're frightened. They won't even come very close for the food. So are you wandering around like a frightened little kitty? Or are you wandering around like royalty, like this Leo energy, which is like, I deserve to be here. I'm important. I matter. I do matter. And my heart and the beating of my heart in synchronicity with others is probably one of the most powerful ways that we can create healing. This synchronicity. It's lovely when you have synchronicities, isn't it? You go around, it's like, wow, I just thought of you today and now I see you. Synchronicities. And it's about bringing ourselves through intention and thought to synchronize ourselves at the highest possible frequency. What are the high frequencies? Love, joy, compassion, listening, caring, soothing. These are all high frequencies. Yeah. What are the high frequencies you want to connect in with? Thank you very much, Lisa. Thank you. What are they? What are the frequencies that come to mind? Thank you, Shubham. Yeah. So nice. What have you got that makes you smile? Whenever I look at my teddy, I want to smile. Yeah. I feel great being with you, my beautiful family. Lucy, thank you. Miriam, thank you. Thank you. Let's think of the words that feel uplifting. Let's post them here. Post them here. Love, 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 love. Love is all you need. The Beatles knew it all those years ago. But now we've got an opportunity. We're at different frequencies. We're beginning to understand frequency. We're moving away from this heaviness of matter and density. And we're gonna have to deal with a lot of earth matter for the next 4 or 5 years. I'm going to be doing a seminar about 2025 because that is a pivotal year. But the next years we've got to deal with raising ourselves from this heaviness. Thank you, Charmer. Thank you. Infinite love and gratitude to everyone reading this. Thank you. Thank you. So it's about raising your frequency and doing the things that raise your frequency. What raises my frequency? Getting up in the morning. I'm lucky enough to go for a walk, feeding the animals, talking to the trees, going for a swim sometimes, praying, meditating, thinking of you. Thinking of you is an uplift. When I think of my soul family, I feel good. I want it to be that we think of each other, we feel good. Beautiful. Andrea's choosing to live in the light of love. These are great intentions to set at a new moon. Keep spreading that light, 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 light. And we are going to find that healing through frequency, and if there's enough people at a certain high frequency, we can create miracles that we can't dream of at the moment. Miracles, inventions, things that used to seem like miracles to people, well, people who lived 100 years ago or so, seeing an aeroplane in the sky would think that was a miracle, wouldn't they? Well, we are moving to this new frequency that's bringing us together. It's like a global, energetic upgrade. And we've got to choose it. We have to choose it. It's not something that's imposed upon you. You've got to choose it. And the more you tune into it, it's like practicing, the more you build up that muscle of light energy, stronger it gets, the easier it gets to snap into it again. You just can snap right into it. You don't have to spend weeks or days being depressed or down or all that stuff. You can go, whoop, there I am. I'm connected again. I'm connected to that frequency, and you can feel when you're in it, and you can feel when you're not. Yes, we are all a thought away from each other. Thank you, Mo Joshi. Love that. Yeah, you're just a thought away from one another. Yeah, so getting out in nature, listening to the birds, imagining nature, imagining this. So that was my starting point. We've got this energy, this square with Mars going on. Lots of square energy, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, is square enough. So there's this energy of feeling like limitation. Saturn is limitation. Mars is action. And Mars in Aries absolutely wants to get going. Don't stop me, don't get in my way. And then there's this limitation. So I would ask you, what limitations would you like to be free of? that you are imposing upon yourself at this time. Yes, we've got limitations that we're dealing with, absolutely, all around us. Even more so now, what with masks and social distancing and all those contentious subjects. But what are the areas in your life that you are limiting yourself? Where are you arguing for your limitations? And I can tell you, with changing from a PC that I've used for the last 30 years and going to a Mac, I fought with my computer man for weeks. The computer sat there. It was delivered. It was in its box. It was ready to go back via UPS to England because I was so frightened of making this shift. What if it disrupts my business? What if it disrupts clients? What if it does this? What if, what if, what if? I'm comfortable with what I'm used to. What are you very comfortable with that's no longer really working for you? That's the question here with this Mars Saturn. And now, as I begin to learn this whole Apple world, or I'm told I shouldn't say Apple, I should say Mac. I'm being corrected here. Now I'm learning the world of Mac. It's a whole new world. And it's so much easier. And it's so much more fun. And it's so much quicker. And it's so much more intuitive and creative. And I'm able to do so many more of the things that Yanni told me I would be able to do. But I argued for those limitations. And it took a lot to break out. And then I look at my wonderful Auntie Jenny in England, 98 years young, bless her heart. And I'll speak to her on the phone and I'll ask her a question. She said, well, I don't know. She said, but why don't you Google it? She's 98 and she's telling me to go Google it. She's fabulous. She says, aren't you on FaceTime yet now that you're on Apple? She said, you can FaceTime me, can't you? She's fabulous. 98. So you're never too old. You're never too this, you're never too that. Whatever you're arguing and saying, I'm too fat, I'm too this, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough, you're arguing for a limitation. And that's the Mars-Saturn square. You're being asked, as uncomfortable as it is, because it was bloody uncomfortable, it might be the best thing you did. I am so thrilled I'm on a Mac. I can't begin to tell you. I love it. And I told Yanni, I rang him yesterday and I said, Yanni, you know what? I'm really grateful for you. You were absolutely right. Haven't learned it all yet, but I can see that there is just, it is working. And he sort of said, I said to him, is that as much emotion as you can show? He's a very, he's a computer guy. And he's Aquarius rising and he's got Mercury in Aquarius. He's got a lot of Aquarius. So he doesn't express a lot of emotion. I know he feels it because he's got the moon in Scorpio, but generally it's like, it's not expressing much emotion, which leads me into this whole Aquarian energy that we're moving into. And I'm going to be doing a separate video all about Saturn, Jupiter into Aquarius, because it's the end of over a 200-year period. So it's a big shift that we're making. And we're moving into this Aquarian energy, and I'm going to do a seminar about it as well. For those that want to go deeper, I'll do an overall video that will be free for everybody, but I'll do a seminar It's coming to me now. I think it'll be really valuable. And we can look at where it is in your chart and what's being triggered personally and how you can really accelerate with this aspect. But don't worry, I'll do plenty of free stuff. This will just be for those that want to go deeper. So, Aquarius, Saturn Aquarius. Thank you, Cedric. Thank you. I'm so lucky to have you, really. I feel so blessed that we can have an online family, that we can come together in this Aquarian way. We're moving much more to an online world. This is the direction. You can see it. We're studying online, we're learning online, we're communicating online. This is the wave of the future. Wave. We're going to be talking about waves. Aquarius is these air waves. You're going to hear more and more talk of waves. Waves of energy, waves of feeling, waves of current. And it's almost like, and this is just stuff that the P's is sharing a lot with me, are sharing a lot, speak at the moment, sorry, is that there's around us in the air is teeming with possibilities, and that we're just beginning to tune into it. And we're going to find more devices and more ways to tune into all kinds of weird and wonderful Aquarian gadgets. Please thumbs up. Lucy and Drew, welcome Drew. Thank you. I've got Lucy, I've got Drew. How fortunate I am. And you wonderful family, soul family, listening now, listening later, we're connected. Isn't it wonderful to feel that connection? And it's easier to do it online. It's easier. We don't have to deal with all the sort of personal day-to-day stuff. Aquarius, you know, is not so much into that. But what we can do is we can take this energy into our personal day-to-day relationships. If you come off this live afterwards feeling you're buzzing, hey, I'm feeling creative, I'm feeling excited again, I'm feeling enthusiastic about my life again, that transmits to the people around you. And like the pendulums of entrainment, you can bring them up to your frequency. Woohoo! I'm overwhelmed with excitement here. And overwhelmed, that's another word. I want to cancel that word from my vocabulary anyway, a new intention. Because when you're overwhelmed, you're feeling as though, I can't take anymore. Yeah, go away. Yeah, go away, world. It's too much, too much. No, I'm going to say, bring it on. Let me take more. Let me imbibe more. I can manage more. I can do more. I can open more. My heart can open more. My brain cells can multiply faster. I can connect with every soul on this planet. I can. So let's have that as a mentality, because I know I use this word overwhelm far too much. So Leo, we've got this Leo moon, and it balances with the opposite sign, this Aquarian energy. It's what we're working with at the moment. Leo Aquarius, because you always work with two signs. They're balancing each other. It's like light and dark, hot and cold. Leo is hot, Aquarius is cold. Yeah, they're both fixed, so they've got commonalities, but they've got opposites. And that's what we've got. We've got commonalities, and we've got things that are opposites. My feet always tend to be cold. Whenever I've been in a relationship with somebody, they've always had hot feet, warm feet. It's lovely. Nice hot water bottles when I've needed it. So we've got, it's about welcoming the opposites, welcoming them, and not saying, oh, you know, I don't like that because it's opposite. Oh, isn't that exciting? That's how you see the world. You see it so differently to me. But that's okay. I don't have to be threatened by that. It's always so much easier when you've got a teddy in your hand to be able to accept more things. At least it is for me. I've just lost the live stream feed, but I'm presuming that you're still online with me. I'm hoping so anyway. So back to this energy of Aquarius and Saturn coming into Aquarius once again at the end of the year. So we're all experiencing that, well, many of us in different ways, experiencing this energy of authority, Saturn, limiting us in some way, restriction. This restriction to our freedoms. Feeling of being restricted. Air travel, Aquarius, Saturn being restricted. Social, being social is Aquarian, very Aquarian, social, acquaintances, Saturn, distance, far. So this signature is already coming in. Online, internet, Aquarius, remote working, Saturn, work, working remotely. So we're going to see much, much, much more of this. This trend is not going away. So I think it's important to look at the unevolved expression of Aquarius and the evolved expression of Aquarius. These are the kinds of things that I'm going to be putting into my new book, Astrology for the Awakened Soul, so that we begin to take astrology up a notch. We've got to take astrology to that highest frequency. Because all of the signs are archetypes and they can be expressed in low frequencies. For example, Mars in Aries in the lowest frequency is violent, wants to go to war, wants to kill everybody, get rid of the enemy. I'm the victor. Mars in Aries in a higher expression is a warrior that wants to break new ground, that's brave, that says, you know what, this looks dangerous, but you know what, I'm going to go. I'm going, I will go first. I will lead the way. Even though it looks risky, I'm going to be courageous. So each aspect has a different frequency to it. And the expression of Aquarius can have this herd mentality that goes along with the crowd without really thinking about it. Yeah. Doesn't really think, you know, just goes with it. But can often be sometimes individualistic, be a bit selfish, and in the middle of a pandemic, go into the supermarket and buy, you know, if you can, 20 packets of toilet rolls. This is the individualistic side. I must say, because this Aquarian brings up this whole Aquarian, everybody's, well, many people, vaccination is a word that is a hot word, yeah? Let's address a hot word. And I got to thinking, where does this blooming word vaccine and vaccination come from? So, as my Auntie Jenny would say, I Googled it. And I find that it comes from the word vaca, which comes from the word cow. And it turns out that Edward Jenner, a physician, or a physician, yes, somewhere in the 19th century, I believe. You can Google it and check my facts. Did an experiment. And it was thought that cowpox, this was a pox that came from milking cows that gave you all kinds of pustules on your arms and hands, that if you had cowpox, you wouldn't get smallpox. And smallpox left these terrible marks on your face, and it was very disfiguring. So what he did was, he took some of these pustules, he did a very horrible experiment, really, on a young boy, and he put this cowpox into him to see whether he would get sick or not, to see whether, if he was exposed to smallpox afterwards, whether he'd get it. Fortunately, he didn't get it. He was exposed to it like 20 odd times and didn't get it. And so this somewhat unethical experiment, really, that's why vaccines have got maybe just a lot of questionability around them, led to the invention of vaccines. So it comes from cowpox, which I thought was a bit interesting. So vaccinations now. What are you going to do if your country, like Australia, for example, is thinking of making vaccinations mandatory? Some people will say, yes, please, give it to me. I'm ready. Will you? Is that what you want? Is that what you want for your children? Will you accept it? But Aquarius is the scientist, but it's an expert. It really can understand things on a deeper level. So if you're going to refuse the vaccine, why are you refusing it? Have you got a good argument? Have you studied it? Do you have the knowledge? Just asking questions here. This is about really making decisions from the cool, calm place of Aquarius. Leo is, emotional. Wow, yeah, it's great, yeah. But the Aquarian is about studying. It's about getting knowledge. It's about learning. And I have to say, it looks as though there is some light at the end of this COVID-19 tunnel. Some scientists now, they're researching things. It seems as though they've got various treatments, some of which seem to be reliable. It seems as though there is immunity once you've had it that seems to be lasting. There seems to be some good news, just twinkles of good news along the horizon. So these are just things to be thinking about at this time. And beautiful, thank you. Who said that? Connecting like minds and hearts. Oleander, Moon. Yes. The Leo energy is about connecting heart energy, and the Aquarius energy is connecting mind energy at the highest level. So let's use the mind energy at the highest level, which means coming together, sharing our information, and coming up with higher frequency solutions. I don't want to get into opinions around the vaccine because I don't know enough yet about it. I haven't studied it enough. I haven't learned enough. And I'm certainly far from an expert. But when something becomes mandatory, it's on the table, you've got to do it, I think it's important to question it for yourself. So there are certain things that we're not going to be able to avoid. certain things that we're going to have to say, we might have to accept, but there are certain things, if you've researched them and if you're really clear, these are the things that we might say, hey, no. So we're going to be dealing very much with Saturn, Jupiter, restriction, rules, and freedoms. It's going to be a hot topic. Hot. But the evolved Aquarian energy is about doing things smartly rather than hardly, working smarter rather than harder, and spreading knowledge to bring people together, not to separate them. Aquarius is a problem solver. Aquarius thinks outside the box, comes up with these ideas that are just amazing. And Aquarius is also very altruistic. What is for the good of the whole? But the higher the frequency when we have our meetings, let's say we need to discuss vaccines. Let's say this comes up and it's something that we've got to get on the table and decisions need to be made. Well, if we come to that meeting with a low frequency of you're making me do this and what about you and da-da-da-da-da, we're not going to accomplish much. But if we come with the energy of possibility, what new ideas may come from this? What are the things that we can grow into together? What are the possibilities that we've not considered yet? Open the ground, open our hearts, open our minds. Oh, I'm so happy to be with you. You have no idea what a joy it is to be with you. I feel your energy. I feel your love. Drew, Lucy, I'm so lucky to have you with us. We are lucky to have them with us. Thank you. So I think we are moving away from the energy of big cities that are run hierarchically from the top down, telling us what to do. It's not gonna go, because we are able to work together more and more. We are seeing that we can come together, and we're just touching the tip of the iceberg now. I believe even by December, we will begin to refine our online community. Thank you for liking the video. Please like the video, guys. Thank you. Drew and Lucy are encouraging you to like. The more of you like, the more we get together, the faster we can accomplish things. We can accomplish healing. We can accomplish so many things more quickly. We're going to have robots doing so many of the tedious tasks, really. Robotics are going to grow immensely, especially from 2025. These next 4 or 5 years, we've really got to somehow get ourselves into gear. Yeah, really take care of Mother Nature, take care of our Earth. These are going to be big priorities. Tune into our Earth. Farm our Earth, get our food sorted out, get the soil sorted out. Thank you, PJ. Lots of love to you. Yeah, we've got to really work with the Earth. So this is going to be a lot of Earth work to be done. Earth workers are going to be busy for these next 4 or 5 years. But if we get the Earth in order during this time, 2025 is a pivotal year when we can really take off into really new paradigms, and in a way that is supportive for everybody, not just the few elite. So we're spreading it out. We're spreading the love. We're spreading things wider. Aquarius, those waves. We're waving it out. Raise our hearts, raise each other's, trust nature. Thank you, Mo Joshi. Thank you. Beautiful. That's what this is about. It's likely going to get extreme for a while. But if you can just keep in mind that you can change your vibration, you can change your attitude at any moment, and just begin to have triggers, like I've got Teddy, or whatever triggers you have that give you just that little uplift, that little spring in your step. You know, I do some clapping in the morning. I do a little bit of singing, a little bit of clapping, and it does something. Yeah, it just does something. Yeah, Amanda, wouldn't it be great to have robots to do your tax returns? You will. Soon everything's going to get digitalized. There's going to be a digital currency coming. Teddy, help. Everything is going to go digital. We're going to be incentivized to go digital. You'll have digital dollars, digital pounds. Thank you, Pohala. Innovation based on quality of life, not survival of life. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Yes. We're moving beyond survival. We're going to have to deal with certain survival things because we're going to have to deal with this whole energy of fear that's going around. But we're not going to get into that because we're working with the frequency of the highest frequency today. Yeah. New moon, new intention. How do I keep raising that frequency? More and more and more. I want to raise that frequency. Let's have little toolkits, frequency toolkits. Yeah, that would be a good business for somebody. Create a toolkit of frequency highs. For me, it's reading Winnie the Pooh quotes. For example, Winnie the Pooh says, I like it when somebody uses short words like, what about lunch? Yeah. You feel good. Little quotes, little things, just keep raising. And I'm excited when I hear your news. Oh, Em, I love cash too. I like the readies. I love cash. But you will see that the hierarchy will want to have us go digital so that they can keep adding zeros on their ledgers without having to take out debt to do it anymore, which is what they've had to do. And now the debt is unsustainable. So now they're just going to make it digital and they can just put on their computers as many zeros as they like toy town monopoly money. So what are the things that uplift you? Put it in the chat. What are the things that make you feel good, that give you the uplift? For me, it's you, being online with you. I feel fabulous when I'm online with you. When I think of Lucy helping there, of Drew there. Beautiful. Just hearing that, I can hear the sea in the background here. I don't know if you can hear it, but oh, I find that very uplifting. The birdies, they come about 7, 8 o'clock at night. Hundreds of them tweeting away. I love that. I love my Apple Mac Pro. Yeah, what just things that uplift. Love, dancing, meditation, green babies, your new puppy Zoe, lovely Joan. Music, chanting. Your funny grandchild, beautiful, singing in the shower. Showers and salt baths. Yeah, going for a ride on a motorcycle. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just imagine you're breathing in sunshine. You're breathing in love. So now, as we are in the energy of new moon towards full moon, this is time to build yourself up. It's a building time. Mother Nature is inhaling, breathing in. So breathe in all the goodness that life has. Breathe in the goodness. I love these comments. Poetry, butterflies, teaching, ecological food, smelling lavender. I love smelling grass. Trees. Watching my videos, thank you. Yeah. Being by the ocean, the smell of coffee. Oh, I love that. Ooh. Walking barefoot. Yeah, so have this toolkit that you can access so that you don't go down, 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 down. Because it's much harder to get yourself up from a very down place than it just is a very little down place. It's a bit like Abraham talking of the law of attraction. Yeah, you've got to get yourself up gradually when you've gone far down. But if you're only a little bit down, it's easier. However, when you tune in to something like this, where we're online together as a family, you could be lifted up very quickly. I really do see that we can lift one another much more quickly as we move to this higher frequency. So, my loves, from Teddy, the Pleiadians, and me, thank you to Lucy, thank you to Drew, thank you to those who contributed online in the chat. Thank you to those who donate to this channel on Patreon. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for liking. And for now, from my heart to yours, may you have an uplifting new moon. Bye for now.